And for those that's wanting to do this task, honestly, if you just hit me up, contact me, I'll give you the information and stuff. If you plan on attacking this job, I will send this to you free of charge. All right, everybody, welcome back. So you've seen the thumbnail. This is going to be for the temperature sensor for a 2021 Chevy Blazer and around this area of year. So I haven't done it on this. I've done it on another V6. So I will tell you that it's going to be time extensive. There's going to be quite a bit of stuff. Basically, we got to get way under here, right on top of the motor, right next to this head. So it's underneath your water pipe. You're going to see all that. Mainly, we're taking off the top section of the motor. Definitely all this stuff, your intake, and then some of your piping down here just to get to this little sensor. I'll show you what the sensor looks like. Now, I did the best I could. We're trying to match it up based on the descriptions. There's not a whole lot of videos. All right, so this should be the part. Now, like I said, it's kind of tough trying to get a actual part representation online. I called Advanced Auto. They ran through everything on their computer end and told me what the part number is. They didn't have it in stock, so order the part number. So if this isn't right, we're gonna have to go back and figure that out. But all right, so for our first point of attack, we're going to take off this airbox top and then the bottom section and just kind of work our way through. So for this clamp, it's a 7mm. For this, just to help you out, next you're going to use the trim panel tool. This is what I use. You can use pliers or anything like that. Your mass airflow sensor wire, just follow it right down to the airbox. You'll see that it's got a little plastic piece in there. Just kind of holds it. You want to pop that off, set your harness off to the side. Now for around your box, you're going to have a series of Phillips head screws. Go ahead and extract those. Once you get them loosened up, pop your hose off, and then move the top portion of your box. All right, now you're gonna have two more. They're gonna be T30s. They're gonna look like this. A T30 is what it is. You got one right here, and you got one on the outside on the back corner. Go ahead and pull those out. Just like that. I'd like to note that with the Phillips head going around and then these T30s, you don't have to fully take them out. As you can tell, they kind of seat themselves in there. So that way you're not losing them and dropping them down there and stuff like that and have to fish them out. So go ahead and just unscrew them. You'll know when they give out. I'll put this off to the side. All right, in order to get the most view in my angle, I went ahead and switched the lens setting. So if the clarity on some of this stuff fluctuates, I apologize, but it should be pretty fine. All right, so the next section is this whole thing. Now it's kind of got a series of things going on for mounting and your evap lines and stuff, but it's pretty simple. Right here, This would be your first one. On the bottom, you're gonna see it's kind of got like a gray ring set up. From the bottom, push up. Once you push up, you'll feel it spring up. Go ahead and pull it off just like that. You can move that off to the side. It's got like a T right here, so it hinge points down. Next, the 7mm hose clamp back here. Again, just loosen it. You don't have to fully remove the clamp. Jiggle that and get that off there. Those are going to be 10mm. After that, you should be good to remove everything. Just like so. I'm going to have to give it some tugs. These are what I was talking about underneath. Right here, got this rubber grommet that goes over these two alignment nipples. Pop it off. Go ahead and put this off to the side. Alright, for this next portion, we're going to gain access to this upper plenum. Right here is another sensor. Not sure what sensor it is, but you got another one of those red tabs. Remember, you're going to want to pull that outwards, and then you can push down that little tab and pull it out. Anytime you have these wire harnesses or tubes, make sure to follow it around a little bit until you get away from what you're trying to pull off, because they might be mounted. It's good. Sometimes it's overkill, but they mount it on there just to make sure stuff don't flop. So again, take your trim panel tool or pliers and gently remove the tabs. Got one more right here. Again, red tab. Pop that out and then press your button in. And then remove it and tuck it out of the way. You don't want to snag it on nothing. Right where you unplugged, there's going to be another hose, another one of those gray collars. Just like last time, you're going to find out which way it pushes, push it down, and then pop it off. And then right over here is going to be another securing bracket with a push tab. Just push it in and spring it open, and then you'll have your hose out of the way. Go ahead and tuck it. Now it's like a PVC material. It's got a tad bit of flex to it, but not a lot. You don't want to break that. Put it off to the side, but just make sure it's not under an immense amount of pressure. Next, you're gonna have 1, 2, 3 T25. This is again another Torx head. T25. Go ahead and remove these screws. Okay, those will come out. Don't lose those. Okay, make sure you put them off to the side. What I like to do is when I remove this, I like to put them back. You don't have to go all the way, but put them back where you got them from so you don't lose them and you don't forget where they go. Looks like we're gonna have to remove this sensor as well. Again, go ahead and do that. T25. Okay, keep those together. Right on the back here, you're gonna have this thin line. Those two nuts are also 10mm. These will come all the way out. Again, keep them off to the side, separate from the ones you pulled off of here. Now you see I can move this. Again, sorry if it's not crazy clear, but I wanted to give you guys the best angle. So go ahead and move this kind of out of the way. We'll worry about this a little bit later, but now you should be able to pull this off. Right here, you're gonna have this cut out for this other thing you unplugged. You're gonna have to kind of fish it over, but it comes right out. So again, just by practice so I don't lose them or lose where they go, I'm gonna put these back. Same thing with this sensor. Here's the portion of the project where it's going to kind of take a little bit more finesse and caution. It's very simple. It's just take extra precaution when doing this. This is your intake plenum and it's onto your intake runners. So this being plastic and that being aluminum, it's more for the tightening process, but when you tighten it, you want to be understanding that this is more brittle and this is more soft. So right now we're just going to extract them out. Try and do them kind of evenly. What you're going to want to do is start from the outside, walk back and forth through all of them until you loosen them out. It might not make much of a difference, but it's a rule of thumb. So all these right here are going to be 13 millimeter. You should have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You should have 8. I could be wrong. I need to do it, but you're going to have 8 13 millimeters from this plastic portion. And then up front, right under here, right by the dipstick and the fill neck for your oil, you're gonna have another one. I think that is a 10 millimeter right there. So we'll go ahead and go through, again, start from the outside, loosen them so we can pull this off. Before you even do that, unplug your throttle body. Once again, a gray tab this time, but make sure that safety tab is pulled out and then unplug your throttle body. You will also have another one of those harness tabs. Take your trim panel tool and remove that. At this point, again, these don't come out. They're made to stay in. So same with that 10 millimeter up front. But take this and go take it off to the side on your workbench. Leave these intake runners down. Now, as far as these intake runners go, you do not, I repeat, you do not want stuff falling down in there. That goes straight to your cylinders and your valves. You want nothing to go down there. So I have a roll of, you can use anything. I prefer these because it usually don't leave debris behind. These are reusable or disposable microfiber towels. Just put it right in there. You don't have to shove it down as far as possible or completely pack it, but you're wanting to prevent anything from going down there, like nuts and bolts, stuff like that. A little dust, it is what it is, but you just don't want nothing in there, okay? Like that. Just like so. As soon as you take that plenum off, you want to do this right away, okay? If you're not prepared to do this right away, put something down in there to protect it, then don't even do it until you do. It's very important. If anything, especially screws and bolts, that goes down in there, you reinstall it, you start the car's done. I'm telling you now. So please, that's very crucial. All right, again, you're gonna notice a shadow area right here. I have a light bulb up top right here, but also I changed the camera lens once again to give you guys a good open view. How I have this tripod for this camera is kind of in a weird place where it might wobble around, so I didn't want it to throw it off what we're looking at here, so bear with it. Right here, I think it's still in the frame right here, I'm going to go ahead and unplug this. Okay, red tab. What do we do with the red tab? We pop it out. Remember, you'll be trying all day to try and get that off if you don't pull that red tab. Press that little pin, pull it out. I'm only doing this so I can get the harness completely out of the way. I like a little bit of elbow room when I'm working on things. Don't put it in a place where it's going to get damaged and stuff, but get it out of your way. As far as this hose right here, another gray collar with the spring on it. You can see I'm kind of pressing it. Push it, work it out. I just want that out of the way. Right here, you're going to have just kind of a foam insulation piece. This is just to protect some things. We're going to remove that, put it on our bench. This right here is your fuel rail. We're not going to use, we shouldn't have to do anything with this fuel rail. You're going to have another one over here mirrored for the V6. You got 3 ejectors, 3 injectors. So we don't have to use those. Right inside here is a bigger tube, probably about that big. You'll see that. It's going to be your tube for your coolant. We're not going to have to remove that, I don't think. We shouldn't have to. If we do, then I'm obviously going to show it. But right down in here, you'll see this plug, this wire harness. Right down in there, you're going to see that's the sensor to get to. I think it's possible. So let me do a couple things and I'll get back with you. All right, once again, I adjust the positioning. I want to give you guys the best experience I can with this. Right here, you're gonna see this wire harness once again. Right here where my finger is, or in this little area, you're gonna have a plastic, you know, kind of like a support tab on there. Okay, it's gonna clip onto this line. I'm gonna unhook that just so I have the most ability to move this wire. Okay, down in there, you're gonna see a red tab. Again, with these clips, those safety tabs, I think they got quite a bit on here, but I don't blame them. If that wiggles out, I don't want to have to do all this to re-plug it, so bear with them. But right there is a red tab. I'm going to get a pick tool. Right here is going to be a pick tool I use just so I can get up underneath that red tab and pop it up. I could be skipping some steps right here, so I will tell you, but if it works for me, then obviously you're going to see it on this video. If it doesn't, I'll rewind myself and then go back and do more stuff. But this will be the pick. Reach down in there. Okay, I got in there. It's about how much I had to bend it out, so kind of an L shape. You'll see a little opening. I had to get a flashlight. You'll see it. You'll pop it all the way up till it stops. Now you have a button in there. So I'm going to use this to push that button that I normally would with my thumb. I'm going to push that in there and kind of give the harness a little wiggle and unplug it. All right, again with a little finesse, go in there and push on that tab. Right here, right above, you're gonna pull up the red tab, and right here's. All right, guys, I'm back. It's actually been a day, a little over a day now. So, in order to get this out, again, I'm trying to do this without taking this thermostat out. I don't want to. It's not the thermostat. It's that I don't want to have to drain a little bit of the radiator fluid, and then replace it with coolant and stuff like that. Go through bleeding the system. I'm really trying to avoid all that. I do think it's, even if I were to take this out, I have the same amount of room. The problem that I have now is still going to remain when I take this out. I'll just have, I guess, a little bit of room down here. I've tried a crow's foot. I've tried different 3/8, half-inch, 1/4-inch drive, deep well, shallow. I tried doing all kinds of stuff. So what I decided to go with, and the reason why it took another day, is because apparently in 1/4-inch drive you can't just go anywhere locally or find kits that have a 15mm. If you do, I congratulate you, but I had to go on Amazon. Obviously they exist, it's just not a common thing in kits. So I did not have a 15mm in a 1/4-inch drive, but I ordered one. So the reason why I wanted a 1/4-inch is, one, so the walls typically of the socket would be thinner, and it's definitely not as long. The 1/4-inch drive deep wells are like 2-inch, 3/8 is 2.5, and then 3-inch for a 1/2-inch. So, and that all makes sense if you think about it. So I really wanted to use 1/4-inch for this extension. It's the smallest extension. I'm sure you can get some 3/8 special ones and stuff like that, but I wanted to stick with this. Plus I have a wobble end on this for the angle. All this is going to make sense. So to put it in here, I already broke it loose. I know it works, but what I did do is modify it. I was really trying to prevent this. I don't want you guys to have to buy stuff or get stuff, or, you know, modify your actual sockets and stuff. But to be honest with you, I'm sure they got a special socket for this. If they do and you want to order it, by all means, go ahead. So what I ended up doing was getting that Amazon one. I grind down the sides to make it a little thinner, and then on this back I tapered it quite a bit. I don't know how good the view is, but so I tapered it. Alright guys, I'm getting it. I had to modify the socket a lot more. I'll show you when I'm done. I'll show you what it looks like. Alright guys, I'm done. I replaced it. It's in there. I modified this socket so much, but as you can tell, it drops right in there, no issues. Goes right back in there, no issue. It's in there, it's tightened all the way. When I loosened this, it wasn't even that hard to loosen, so I don't know the torque spec on it. That's up to you if you want to do it. You're at kind of an angle and it's weird, so it's up to you if you want to do that. I didn't. Just put it on pretty hand tight. I used this little wobble edge that was allowing me to go at just such an angle, but the way I modified this socket, this is the ticket right here. You can loosen it all the way out and still have enough room to get this and the sensor out. You can put it back in there with it. Now, when I did put this, when you remove the sensor, a little bit of coolant's going to come out. Don't freak out. It's not going to be a lot. It's just going to be what's at the top portion of that journal. I just stick some paper towel down there, or shop towels or whatever. Stick it down there with a screwdriver and stuff. Soak it up, pull it back out. No big deal. But when I put that new sensor back in, I kind of guided it down there with some needle nose pliers. Just set it down in the hole, you know, line it up, and then I reached my fingers down there and I was able to start the threads. At that point, like I said, drop this socket down in there. It fit like it was meant to be in there. So yeah, unfortunately you're going to have to modify something or look online and see what they offer. So at this point, now that's down in there, it's tightened up really hand tight. So now time to reverse all of our steps that we did to even get into it, starting with plugging it in and pushing down that safety tab. Alright, first thing you're going to want to do is plug in your sensor and then push down that little red, once you hear it click, push down that little red safety tab. Don't force nothing. Alright, I felt it click. Push down that little red tab. Bam, locked. Give it some tugs, light tugs. All right, that's it. Remember this little clip, put it right back on that tube. For this next trick, we're gonna do the plenum. Make sure everything's out of the way, okay? Look at all your stuff, keep all your wires out of the way. And that's all we unplugged. This is unplugged. I'm going to plug this one back in just so I don't forget it. It was underneath the plenum, if I remember. Red safety tab. All right, now we remove all your rags. Put those off to the side. Don't forget about this, the little insulation thing. Put that right down in there. It's molded, so it's only gonna kind of go on one way. If it doesn't seem to work out right, flip it, find the right pattern. Just like that. Next, carefully drop your plenum as aligned as possible. Remember this, okay? Pull this kind of out of the way. And then lower it down as straight as possible. Just like that. For every one of these 13 millimeter, I want you to go through here with each one and start the threads by hand, okay? We don't want anything cross-threading or uneven. If you have a leak underneath here, seating it for each of the air intakes, it's going to cause an issue with running. Tighten them all the way down. You don't have to use, you notice I don't have any tool or anything. I'm just going down until they start to snug up. You don't have to really worry too much about a sequence here. All right, now I'm going to use a ratchet. Okay. Now, just like last time, we started loosening up from the outer to the inner. Now, when we go to tighten them, we're going to start from the inside and work our way out. So, right here, I'm going to gradually get tighter as I go. So right there is gripping. I'm going to go half. This one, I'm going to go half. Half. Now that I tighten them all down pretty good, a half turn on all of them equally. So obviously as you tighten the center ones, and once you get to the outside, you're probably going to go past, you know, the halfway mark, but you're going to feel that because everything's pushing down. Now I'm going to switch to 3/8 drive. I don't know the torque specs on this, but again, if you want to look them up, go ahead. I don't think it's a huge issue personally. Just as long as you go through and do it evenly. Then one more pass. You don't have to go overkill. Understand that what you're bolting down into, the threaded part, is aluminum. It's cast aluminum. You don't have to go way overkill, but again, you want to know that it's snug. All right, and then remember this one down here, 10 millimeter. That one's just more to keep it stable, so that's okay. Again, tighten it down pretty firmly, but you don't have to worry about including that one in the whole sequence. Now's the time to show recognition to these back two 10mm. Remember, I put them back in there so I didn't lose them. This is for this rail, okay? Just put it right back on there. These are just brackets to help secure it, keep it in place. Same thing, you're screwing into cast aluminum, just keep that in mind. Just give it a good snug. Okay. Now for our T25s, pull those back out. Don't forget about this sensor. Going to have to remove this as well. Apply your insulation pad. Followed by your plastic cover. Again, notice the cutout right down here for this. You're going to want to feed that through first. Kind of mess around with it a little bit until you get everything lined up. There we go. Now your three T25s and then your sensor with the T25. No, I'm going to use an impact on it. Remember, this is ABS plastic underneath. You don't have to go crazy. The only thing you're doing is securing this down. I'm going to use this, but I'm not going to give it everything it's got. A couple ugga duggas is all you need. After that, reapply your clips, push in, red tab, push in, red tab. Each one of these throughout the entire motor, they make it on purpose and intentional, except for your oxygen sensors, but there's no way to cross those. Every single thing that you unplug has something unique about it, so you cannot mess it up. If this doesn't go in, if you're trying to put over here, don't force it. Just everything fits its own way. They do that intentionally so you don't mix anything up. Once you plug them in, push those safety red tabs in and continue to hook up your lines. Remember this one? We pulled this one off a while ago. Push it on. This gray piece, the things that you had to press down the collars just to get them off, you don't have to worry about anything special applying it. Like that. Get a harness brace. Remember to clip this back in. Next is going to be your throttle body. You unhooked it, push it back on, you'll feel it clip. Gray safety tab, push that in. Okay, give it a couple tugs on all these a little bit. Don't go overboard, but make sure they're in, they're secured. Right here, this one as well, same thing, got the gray collar on it, just push it, you'll feel it click. Okay, this one right here, remember this. This one right here, remember this. This goes on that top airbox part. That does too, so on and so forth. So this as well, this goes to your MAF sensor. Next, we apply that. Next is going to be your airbox on top. I think it's a little overkill, but you know how they do. I'm going to put that on first. Then remember these posts back here with the rubber grommets, they just push on. You'll feel them snap in. Next, you got this 10 millimeter right here. Keep in mind, ABS plastic. You don't have to go overboard. Just make sure it's snug. All right, now here goes that T-fitting and that other part to your evap system. Again, gray collar, just push it on till you feel it clip. Remember this back tube, also part of the evap system. Push that over it, make sure it's all the way over it. Go ahead and tighten the clamp. 7 millimeter. For your MAF sensor, you're gonna wanna kind of keep that out of the way. When we put the whole airbox up, it'll be easier to find it. You don't wanna forget to plug that in or it's not going to run right. Next step will be the lower portion for your airbox. Remember, you got an air dam right here from up front. You're going to want to slide that in here first. Once that's in there, line up your screw holes. Keep in mind, you got 2 of those little rubber grommets, those alignment, okay? You'll see the little stud down there, push it and you'll feel it go in there. Then align these. Once you got it aligned, you're gonna hit it with your T30 bit. Remember, you got 2 of them. Next, drop in your filter. Again, if now's the time to check it, replace it if you are. Apply it back in there, make sure it's seated where it should be. It's not poking out. Then follow by applying your intake tube. Align the top portion. You'll feel it seat in. Then go through and do your Phillips heads. Once those are tightened, plug in your MAF sensor. You'll feel it click. Then push in your red safety tab. Don't forget you had a harness piece over here. Then your next and final step, you'll tighten both of your intake rings. Seven millimeter, and then you're good to go. All right, so the reason for this procedure was the coolant wasn't reading at all, and she had this warning come up that said her power steering assist was reduced. I'm not sure why it's all tied in there. Cars anymore, honestly, since like 2015, they've been getting kind of interesting with how they do their wire harness. So it's just like my Audi, the slightest thing will throw off a bunch of different things and stop a lot of stuff from happening. So I don't know what the reasoning is behind it, but like I said, from what we understand or understood was that the temperature sensor, the one that we just replaced, was the reason for the power steering assist being reduced. And then the main clue was this wasn't reading at all. The coolant temperature wasn't reading at all. It stayed all the way down at C. The needle was resting. She drove for 10 plus minutes. I mean, even for a minute, as you could tell here. See, right here, I wanted to focus in. Anyway, it's engine coolant temperature and it's reading. I've been watching it go up. It's 127 degrees now. So it's absolutely working. So I say that was a fix. No check engines, so we're all good. There you have it. There was the engine coolant temperature sensor. Honestly, I thought it was going to be a little bit more of a pain in the butt it kind of was if it wasn't for this. But other than that, getting straight to it, if I wasn't recording, doing the editing, coming across different problems, this is easily 1 to 2 hours max of a job. Just very important to do the rags in the intake runners. Make sure to take them out when you reapply the plenum. And then honestly, modifying this socket or finding something that works down in there. Again, I don't know if they have a special tool for it or what it is, but 1/4 inch drive, 15 millimeter, and very heavily modified with my angle grinder, and it did the deal. So if you made it this far into the video, I greatly appreciate it. And for those that's wanting to do this task, honestly, if you just hit me up, contact me, I'll give you the information and stuff. If you plan on attacking this job, I will send this to you free of charge. You let me know your address, I'll handle the shipping and all that. I will send this to you. This is what the ticket is. I'm telling you, this is what's going to make it happen. Other than that, I really appreciate your view. I really hope this works out for you. I also upgraded to this. This is just a $15 shop light from Walmart. I just put it right in here in the hood things, and you know, you can just turn it on and have a whole lot of light to work with. This is the lower one. For $20 you can get a brighter one, but this worked out good. So hopefully everything works out for you. Any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down in the comments below. Any tips, again, anything better than this? I tried crowfoot, I tried different size sockets, I tried all different types of things to fit down in there. And again, I did this without removing the thermostat, but even if I did, you would still have the headroom that you have regardless. So I don't know. Anybody else with tips, go ahead and leave it down in there. So that about wraps it up. I appreciate it. Till next time.